So here we are, folks, another year coming to an end, another year of movies going away, making me feel old, and another year where the big studios made a shit ton of money and we audiences had to sit through some pretty bad stuff, some good stuff, and some excellent stuff. And this is my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And bear in mind, I haven't seen every single movie that came out this year, but from the ones I've watched, these are my top 10. So if your choice isn't on this list, it's my list, okay? You make your own and comment below if you want. So before we go into the top 10, I've got some honorable mentions, and yeah, I'm too dumb to remember a list, so I note them all down on a piece of paper. So yeah, honorable mentions: Deadpool 2. Tim Miller backed out, but we got David Leitch from John Wick, and he did a fantastic job. Upgrade. This one I saw quite recently, and this is fantastic. It's basically the better version of Venom that we didn't get while watching Venom. Love, Simon. Yeah, people from the LGBT community finally getting some representation, and in a movie that is not about the nonsense stuff that studios think people from this community wants to see, but actually good stuff, good representation. Ready Player One, Spielberg's latest. Some say it's just a whole bunch of Easter eggs for things that we've seen and things that we've loved. But yeah, I form part of those people who love this stuff, and I really enjoyed this. Black Klansman. This also I saw recently. Adam Driver, fantastic job. Great movie once again. Give it a watch if you haven't. And finally, on my honorable mention, Avengers Infinity War. You basically started swearing at me after hearing this, but unlike the other movies who are on my top 10 list, this one, it's great, it's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but movies that are on my top 10 stand on their own. And this one, you need to have like 18 movies of previous knowledge to fully appreciate. It's excellent, but yeah, it's difficult to stand on its own. So here we are in the top 10. Number 10, Black Panther. Yes! Infinity War is in the honorable mentions, but Black Panther stand on its own. You can watch this movie without having watched any previous MCU movies. Just going into this one knowing it's a superhero movie. It stands perfectly on its own and great watch. Number 9, Bumblebee. This is a recent release. And yeah, best Transformers movie ever. On the action, on the emotional front, just great. Number 8, Incredibles 2. Again, you might have watched the first one and you love this one. You might not have watched the first one and this one just starts right off the bat. It might have been like, it would be better if you watch the first one and watch this one, but having not watched the first one, people I know enjoyed this one, so great movie. Number 7, Annihilation. This also I saw recently on Blu-ray, and Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Tessa Thompson, great movie. This is one of those movies where after it ends you're like, you keep thinking about it, and the more you think about it you're like, yeah, this is excellent. Like, give it a watch if you haven't. And if only I could have watched it in theaters, but no, again in the US it came directly on Netflix, and even in my country it didn't come out in theaters. So number 6. Now this is one movie which I like most than others, and I'm a very big fan of the first one, and I thought this wasn't gonna live up to the first one, but it gave me not technically more, but on the story it's much better. That would be Sicario, Day of the Soldado. Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, Isabella Monea, great movie. On the plot alone, it's better than the first one. Maybe Villeneuve is not here to direct and Deakins is not here for the cinematography, but great movie nonetheless. And this is like the highest that an okay movie for most people got for me. Number 5, The Hate You Give. Again, perfectly good representation of the black community and what they face, the prejudice that they face. Great, give it a watch. Number 4, probably the best horror movie of this year, A Quiet Place. Emily Blunt, John Krasinski in his, I think it is directorial debut. Fantastic job, tense, suspense-filled and thrill all through. Now into the top 3. Number 3, Mission Impossible Fallout. Yeah, Tom Cruise wants to commit suicide, like as long as he doesn't die and keeps giving us good stuff like this. I mean, you can go watch my review. I've talked enough about this movie. Just go watch this if you haven't. Number two, again, a new release, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. My favorite comic book movie of this year. Just great, great animation, great voice work, everything, the script is on point, just great all throughout. And my number one pick for this year is First Man, starring Ryan Gosling and the latest from Damien Chazelle, the director of La La Land. I freaking love this movie. I mean, last year my favorite movie was Blade Runner, and this time, First Man, Ryan Gosling again. He's just the best. I mean, if you haven't watched this movie, again, you can go watch my review. It's on my channel. Just great. The moon landing. It doesn't focus as much on that, but on the character of Neil Armstrong himself and the people, the characters that were part of his life. And although Ryan undersells his performance in some scenes, I freaking love this movie, and I just can't wait to watch it again when it becomes available on home media. And yeah, this is my top 10 favorite movies of 2018. And yeah, there is that other list also coming. Like, you know what list is coming. But yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching. Give a big thumbs up, comment below, follow me on social media, subscribe my channel. That way, I can see you next time.